I have debated how to begin this one, but this week, robots made the news in big ways, not in science fiction ways, not in dramatic world-ending sense, just in small, real moments. A worker, for instance, pinned in a factory, a machine startling a woman in public, a system making a decision that didn't quite fit the situation. Individually, these are just incidents, but together, they raise questions. Good evening, Nite Tribe. This is Sunny with Nite Muse Media coming to you from somewhere above the 45th parallel, where the world outside still most definitely moves at the pace of wind and weather as we recover from yet another blizzard and ice storm. Tonight, we're not looking at a single event. We're looking at patterns and maybe something just beginning to take shape. Now, not maybe, but it's most definitely beginning to take shape. In Ohio, a worker was fatally injured after being pinned by robotic equipment. In another case, a factory worker filed a lawsuit after a robot suddenly activated and struck him. A robot approached a woman in public, scared the bejeebies out of the poor woman, startling her so severely she required medical attention. Police reportedly intervened with that one. On a city street, a self-driving vehicle became confused. It blocked an ambulance that was responding to an emergency. And in a testing environment, a humanoid robot malfunctioned, moving unpredictably, striking out before engineers could shut it down. None of these events are connected. They happened in different places, under different circumstances, with different machines. So, what do they have in common? For decades, robots existed in very controlled environments, factory floors and laboratories behind safety barriers, separated from daily life. But that boundary is fading. Now they move among us on sidewalks and stores, on city streets. I recently saw one at a local grocer that was taking inventory and helping stock. So what happens when machines designed for controlling systems enter a very, very uncontrolled world? Because something simple is happening, there are more machines in more places interacting with more people. And with every new interaction comes the possibility of something unexpected. Not because the machines are necessarily failing, but because the environment is complex. It's hard just for humans to try to navigate it. And human behavior is unpredictable. Right now, the number of robot-related deaths remains relatively low, but that number exists with a very different reality. Robotic numbers are still very low compared to a human populace. These systems, they're still new. It's still a limited number, so expanding into the world around us, the comparison isn't simple. We're not looking at equal systems or equal exposure. We're looking at something in transition. Let's take a look at some data that I did pull up. Industrial robots in factory settings. From 1992 to 2017, there were 41 confirmed robot-related workplace deaths in the U.S. Autonomous robotic vehicles, which, by the way, is now the largest category. In 2025, 65 fatalities linked to autonomous vehicles in the U.S. 5,200 reported crashes. Now here's one you don't hear about too often, medical robots in the surgical systems. From the FDA, from 2000 to 2013, 144 deaths. What about animals? Well, there is no centralized tracking at all. Hopefully that's changing. Because things are so new, perhaps at this time, the question really shouldn't be how many incidents have there been, but instead what happens as the number of machines increases? What happens when more vehicles drive themselves? What's going to happen when more robots move through public spaces? More systems make decisions in real time. In warfare, machines have long been used as tools, but what happens when the tool begins to choose? When the moment of a decision, a crucial, critical decision, no longer belongs to a human being, because unlike a person, a machine is not going to hesitate. It cannot question, and it cannot regret. And there's another layer to this, not physical, but psychological. When a machine behaves unexpectedly, it feels different. It's more personal. It's very unsettling. And why is that? Is it because we expect machines to be predictable? We already know humans are not. Or is it because we're no longer sure where that line actually is between tool and actor? This isn't a story about machines turning against us, at least not in any dramatic sense yet. But it is a story about proximity, and about interaction, and about a line that used to exist and no longer does. The number of incidents may still be small, but the direction is not small. We are moving into a world where machines are no longer separate from us. They are beside us and around us, and increasingly part of the same space that we move through every day. So perhaps the question isn't, what are the machines doing? But how ready are we for what happens next? I will openly admit I'm a little bit nervous, because when something goes wrong, it's not just about what happened. It's about what happens after. When a human causes harm, there's something that follows. There's often regret, and then there's accountability and responsibility. Sometimes people go to jail. Sometimes even an effort to make amends occurs. But when a machine causes harm, nothing follows. Okay, so maybe at the moment you could possibly take a company to court for the behavior of their machines. But the companies rarely have remorse, and the robots, they definitely have no remorse. There's no awareness. There's no sense that anything has gone wrong. And perhaps that difference is more important than we realize. Follow the signals, question the noise, and I'll see you again on the night side.